Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, Lan or Alana. I'm sorry if I sound a bit congested or my voice is a little raspy. I'm just getting better from being sick with the flu all of last week. It was really rough. I was bedridden since Saturday last week. I think it was the 11th. Saturday, November 11th in the afternoon. I was bedridden until probably Wednesday. Thursday, I started to feel a lot better. I'm definitely better now. I still have a bit of a cough, a bit of congestion. I'm still taking cold and flu meds. Literally has been my God savior, but it feels good to be able to leave my apartment and to feel somewhat human. Very excited about that. I leave for LA on Wednesday. Thank God I'm feeling better. That's what I was really stressed about. But I leave for LA on Wednesday. I'm doing a little bit of a solo trip for a week, which is exciting and also very much nerve-wracking for an anxious girly, but I've been wanting to do a solo trip for a while, and so I'm finally doing it. I want to do another one in New York if this goes well. Doing a little solo trip to LA for the week. It will be nice to have some warm weather and sunshine and to be in LA. I'm still going to be working and staying up with my normal sort of routine and schedule that I have here at home in Toronto, but I'll be in LA, which is really nice. I'm going to be staying at Steph's apartment, so I'll have a kitchen and everything, which is really great. I already booked in some workouts. I have some dinner plans with a few friends that live there. I don't have any super close friends that live there, so that's why it's still very much a solo trip. None of my days are like fully with anyone. Like Steph is here in Toronto. I'm fully just staying at her place. So kind of her to let me stay there. But I think the solo trip will be good. I think solo trips are really good, especially for someone in their early to mid 20s. I think I'm going to learn a lot about myself. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I think it will be good. I think this will be really good for me to the first of many solo trips, and I'm excited to be back in LA. I haven't been there since May of this year. I think it's kind of crazy how much I've traveled compared to what my life used to be in the past year and a half, 2 years. And I'm so grateful that I have the ability to travel, but I'm also a creature of habit and love being at home. So I'm excited for this trip. I think it will be a nice trip. I think it will be a nice change of scenery. I have a lot of cool and fun ideas for content. I'm finally feeling re-inspired with content, which is really exciting. And I hope that you guys like all the content that I start to put out. I have like a little notes list of all the ideas that I have. And I'm excited to try out different workout classes and to also run in LA. I know it's going to be very hilly, lots of elevation, but I think it'll be fun. I'm definitely bringing my running shoes. Maybe I'll find a run club. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit adventurous and ambitious with that, but I'm really excited. And I'm definitely more of a New York girly. You guys know that, but I love LA. I think it's amazing. So that's where I will be. I'm going to be recording a podcast episode, I think, with Shelby. You heard her a little bit on last week's episode with Steph. And okay, current faves. I've been obsessed with the sunsets. This week, they have been magnificent. So beautiful. Also been loving early nights. I got back into the habit of going to bed at like 9:30, 10:30, like 9:30 to 10:30 every single night. Getting like 10 hours of sleep. It's been great. And I hope to stick to this for the most part. Like I want to say like 90% of the week I want to be going to bed early like a grandma, because honestly, I feel so much better. I feel so much more energized. And it feels nice to actually be getting sleep. You guys know I struggle with my sleep schedule all the time. I'm such a night owl and an early bird, and it really does me dirty. So I've been loving early nights, and honestly, my Hatch alarm clock has been helping me so much with this. Maybe I'll take it with me to LA. No, that's a little extra, Alana, but really love my Hatch alarm clock. I sleep to the rain every night. It's been really nice. I used to sleep to brown noise. Really been loving the rain. It's just so nice to fall asleep to and then have the sunrise option as the alarm clock. It's really, really nice. Definitely worth the investment. It is really expensive. It's definitely not for everyone, but I do really love the Hatch alarm clock. I'm not disappointed by it. But by the title of the episode, you can tell that this episode is about being in a seasonal rut, dealing with seasonal depression, getting out of a rut, how to kind of cope with being in a rut or feeling low because of daylight savings, cold weather, shorter days, gloomy weather, fall, winter, all the icky stuff that kind of comes with it. These are my tips and tricks on how I personally deal with it. I do sometimes struggle with seasonal depression a little bit, or seasonal affective disorder. I have spoken to my therapist about this, but I do definitely notice a dip in my mood overall throughout the colder seasons. And I feel like the past 2 years, I finally have kind of gotten it under control, and I feel a bit happier during the colder seasons. And so I definitely want to share my little tips and tricks with you. I used to rely heavily on a Happy Light. I highly recommend them. It essentially is this light. You can get them at Costco. You can get them on Amazon, that omits the same chemicals that the sun emits to you and gives you like serotonin or oxytocin. Serotonin. Essentially like the happy chemical you get from being in the sun, and why we're so much happier in the summer. I mentioned this a few weeks back, but I've been starting to learn and practice French because I want to be able to travel and speak like a local. And if you are someone who can speak 2 languages, you're bilingual. If you can speak 3 languages, you're trilingual. If you can only speak 1, you're American. Only 22% of Americans speak a language other than English at home. I'm definitely guilty of this, being a Canadian. And you can start learning a new language this fall and be the exception, not the rule, because with Babbel, you'll start talking a new language in just 3 weeks. Why Babbel, you ask? Because it actually works. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars for a private tutor or fooling yourself with other language apps that are just games, their quick little 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. I feel like that's pretty fast, if you do say so myself. It's designed by real people for real conversations. All of Babbel's tips and tools for learning a new language are approachable, accessible, rooted in real life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching. Here's a special limited time deal for my listeners to get you started right now. You can get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for my listeners at babbel.com/Ray. You can get 55% at babbel.com/Ray, spelled BABBEL.com/Ray, RAE. Rules and restrictions may apply.
I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and estro control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
Has a huge part to do with it, and I used to sit with that when I was doing work every single day, especially in university. It was something I relied a lot on. I haven't felt the need to use it the past few winters, and I'm hoping I don't have to use it again this winter, but it is a really great resource. And if I remember correctly, it's not super expensive. It is quite affordable. There are affordable options, and it's really worth the purchase if seasonal affective disorder or feeling depressed or down in the winter months is something that you struggle with. I highly recommend looking into a Happy Light. Honestly, any of them do. Just look at reviews on Amazon or go to Costco. They have great ones there. But anyways, let's get into my tips and tricks. Number 1, wake up earlier. If you are sleeping in the mornings, because usually I find when I'm feeling low, I just want to sleep. And I know my friends who struggle with depression just feel the need to sleep all the time. But waking up early honestly helps a ton. And it doesn't have to be extremely early, but just like waking up with the sunlight is super beneficial. The days are short enough as it is, so you don't want to be sleeping away the daylight that you do get. So by waking up earlier, you're able to take more advantage of the daylight that you can get. And I find being more productive in the morning also helps a lot. That's usually when my willpower is higher, I feel better. And then by accomplishing a lot of things, I feel really proud of myself and I'm in a better mood because of that. So moral of the story, wake up earlier, take advantage of all the daylight that you can get, wake up with the sun. It doesn't have to be like a 5 a.m. wake up because obviously the sun isn't rising that early in the winter months, at least here in Toronto. It's not. So wake up a bit earlier, wake up with the sun, figure out when the sun is rising for you, and try not to sleep in all the time. I promise you, it really does impact your mood positively and will make you feel better overall. Like the more sunlight you can get exposed to, even if it is gloomy daylight, it really will make you feel better. It will make the days feel longer to an extent. So wake up early or wake up earlier. Finding ways to romanticize the seasons and to get excited about fall and winter is really important. Find things to get excited about. Like get excited about the holiday beverages and foods. Find little things to look forward to in the winter months and the fall, like Thanksgiving or Christmas and Hanukkah and winter holidays, winter sports, winter fashion, fall fashion in the fall. Like find little things that you can get excited about and that can bring you joy during this time, because it can be really easy to just be a negative Nelly and to go down this negative spiral and just be really upset and hate everything about fall and winter, when there really are a lot of things that you can look forward to. There's a lot of festive activities that you can participate in, like going to your local holiday market, skating, winter sports, having hot cocoa, sitting by the fire, gingerbread house making, any traditions that you have surrounding like Thanksgiving or your winter holiday. Maybe you celebrate winter solace. I think that's how you say it. So just like finding little things to look forward to and festive activities you can get involved in. And maybe redecorating your space can make you feel a little better and get excited. Like decorate your space to reflect Halloween and then like Thanksgiving and then Christmas. Like I know a lot of people get really excited about decorating their Christmas tree. I'm Jewish, so getting like my menorah out and decorating my place for winter, even if it is a fun new throw pillow or throw blanket for your couch. Maybe you have seasonal sheets for your bed, like say you change it to a more wintry color, or towels, even like the tea towels in your kitchen. You can get super affordable ones at places like H&M Home, like just fun fall colors or prints, getting seasonal candles. There's so many ways to kind of perk up your place and make it fun and switch it up and make it exciting for fall and winter. And it doesn't have to be such a big expense. There's super affordable ways to do it. You could even get fun little festive mugs at the dollar store. You could go and paint them with friends, like go to a pottery place or something, or ceramics. There's really so many different ways to romanticize the seasons. And I know my friends and I have spoken a lot about this and how it has helped us. So find the little things to look forward to. Get involved in the festive activities, even if you think they're stupid. Like, find the silver lining in the colder months. I promise you, it is such a game changer. It's really changed everything for me. The reason why you love summer and spring is because of all the fun activities and things you get to do. So try to find that in the winter. And speaking of activities and things, be proactive and make plans. I know it's easy to be a hermit and just like stay home and isolate yourself, especially when it's cold out and it's dark. The nights are really long and it can make you feel really dark and lonely and upset and isolated. So make plans with your girlfriends. Have fun on weekdays. Like, don't just wait all the time to the weekend to have fun. Obviously, not every single night you're going to have the energy or ability to do something, but it can even be doing an evening workout class with a friend, having a bake night, like making festive cookies or something, or making like a pumpkin loaf or some of like Christmas treat or something like that. Do an activity, or you can even host a little dinner together. You can cook together. You can cook everything and host everyone. It can be potluck style. Get dressed up and like go to a bar or grab dinner with a friend or a couple friends. Just because it's cold and your tendency is to be less social, try to be more social at a level that makes you feel good, kind of like you would in the warmer months. I know it's really easy to be highly sociable in the summer and the spring. I know I'm definitely more outgoing and extroverted in the warmer months, but try to continue that into the winter months because it can make it more exciting and less of a bore for you. And there's also so many like fun things that I'm sure are happening in your town or city. I know in Toronto we get a Christmas bar and certain restaurants have Christmas menus and things like that. So there's so many different ways that you and your girlfriends can get together and do fun things that are only available during the winter months. Self-care habits. Don't let go of the habits that you did during the warmer months that made you feel good. It's more important than ever to really hold on to them into the cold months. Our self-care habits are things that really allow us to show up as our highest and best selves. They make us feel our best, and that's why we do them. So why let go of them and become lazy in the winter and in the fall? If you have, I guess, a more materialistic goal or aesthetic goal for your body, summer bodies are made in the winter. So take advantage of less social plans in the winter and be consistent with your workout routine and eating habits and like really dive in. Find new workouts, get excited about the gym again. Self-care habits to maintain in the winter months are things like journaling, meditation, breath work, outdoor movement, workouts, therapy. Get your nails done if it makes you feel good. Continue to get your eyebrows done, get your hair done, get a spray tan if it's going to make you feel better. Continue to do the shower on Sundays. Like, don't let go of these things that make you feel good in the winter months. I think that's something that honestly helped me a ton last winter is I kept up with all like my self-care habits and self-maintenance things. Like, I continue to get my nails done. I continue to get my hair done when I needed it done. I continue to do my workout classes. I didn't really change my routines too much. I continue to do my walks and wake up early and do all these things that I did in the summer. Just because it's cold outside doesn't mean we have to give these things up. I think these things are super important to have year round, and it might look different throughout different seasons. Like maybe your walk outside isn't like a 5-kilometer walk. It's more like a 10-minute walk around the block. But just finding little ways to be consistent with these self-care habits can really help keep your headspace and a good one, and I highly recommend it. And you'll also feel better about yourself, and when you feel better and you're more self-confident, you'll just feel better overall. Getting outside. I know it's cold and it can be miserable, but learn how to dress properly for your climate and get outside. There's nothing a little vitamin D, fresh air, and movement can't fix. When you're sitting inside all day, especially if you live in a little box of an apartment, it can start to feel claustrophobic. You can start to spiral and go into a negative headspace. Call up a friend, go with your sibling, go with your mom, your dad, whoever. Go on a little walk around the block, grab a coffee, it will keep you warm. I promise you, getting outside and continuing to do that is so important for your mental health. There's a reason why you feel so good in the summer months. It's because you're getting outside and you're getting that vitamin D and that fresh air. Go on a silent walk. I love silent walks. Like seriously, just like learn how to dress properly for the season that you're in, for the climate that you're living in, and you will enjoy it so much more. You will be so much less miserable. Like learn to love winter fashion. I live in Toronto. It gets cold. It gets snowy. It gets icky out, but if you learn the beauty and the art of layers, you can make pretty cute outfits that are functional and keep you warm and wear a proper winter jacket. It will really change the game. I love my Aritzia Super Puff. It's expensive but worth it. I really think investing in a winter jacket is a game changer, like a proper winter jacket that will keep you warm. I also love my North Face for a nicer jacket for like winter dates or dinners and stuff like that. I love my slouch jacket from Aritzia. I've spoken about it time and time again. A 100% wool coat is so warm, especially with like a knit sweater on underneath. It really keeps you warm. 100% wool. Look at what your jacket is made of before you buy it. Usually 100% wool coats will be more expensive. Like the slouch I think is like $400 and something, but it was the best $400 I ever spent. And that was like probably one of my first big girl purchases when it came to jackets. And I've worn that jacket countless times. Girl math, it's free. It's free based on the amount of times I've worn it. Treat yourself. I find treating myself a little bit can really just like give me something to get excited about, find a little bit of joy. Get a cute little sweat set that you can wear, a new workout set for your workout, a treat from your favorite bakery. I love the coffee cake from Dear Grain on Ossington. It is so good. That will always be my pick-me-up. A new makeup product, a new fragrance for the winter, maybe a little spa day. Get a fun design on your nails at the nail salon. I know it costs a little bit more to do designs. Maybe you're going to treat yourself to that. Get a blowout for your hair. There's nothing better than a fresh haircut or fresh blowout. I love getting my hair done. I say this all the time. If I could get my hair done all the time, I would. Maybe it's something that you're going to save up for and you'll get it at the end of the season. Like it's something you're going to look forward to over the winter months and you're going to save up week over week or each paycheck to get this little fun, exciting item. Just something to make you feel better and get excited about. It's not just a summer thing. You can do it in the winter too. And lastly, obviously this one is a bit more of a luxury, but plan a trip. If you can afford it and you can afford to take time off work or school or have time off school, plan a little trip either with friends, family, your partner. Maybe it's a solo trip. It can give you something to look forward to and help break up winter a little bit and give you a change in pace, change in location, change in scenery. It can even be a trip up to someone's cottage. If you and your friends have winterized cottages or cabins, whatever you call it, or maybe you even find one to rent, it's a fun little weekend trip. They're not just for summer. I know a lot of people think like, oh, I can only go up to the cottage in the summer. But I feel like a lot of cottages and cabins are winterized. And I've done little winter trips up to the cottage and it's like a lot of fun with the girls. So I really recommend, and it can be something that's a bit more affordable that you can do and is more local. Lastly, if you're feeling down, talk to someone. Seriously, it really changes everything. I was feeling super anxious last night and went down a spiral, and talking to my mom and my friends about it and just like verbalizing out loud how I was feeling really not only let me hear my thoughts out loud, but they also helped me come up with coping mechanisms and a game plan to help with my anxious thoughts and feelings. So talk to a friend, a sibling, parents, your therapist, a counselor, someone. It feels good to let it out sometimes. Our anxieties don't feel as crazy or extreme once we say them out loud. And our friends are there to lean on. And I hope that they can lean on you as well. And they can also help cheer us up. So don't be afraid to express how you're feeling. I'm sure you are not alone in this. It's totally normal to feel a bit lower or to feel like you're in a bit of a rut during the fall and winter seasons. I know it's something I struggle with, but I hope this episode was helpful. If you are feeling any sort of way and feel like you don't have anyone to turn to, feel free to DM me. My DMs are always open. I love you guys so much. And thank you for always tuning in every week and listening to Morning Ray. It really means the world to me. I know I say this like every week, but I'm seriously not kidding. I love that I have this platform and the ability to connect with you guys this way. And I'm just so grateful that I got to call this my job. So I love you guys so much. If you could leave a 5-star review or rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, it would really mean the world to me. That's how you can help support the podcast. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.